It began with November 17, 1998, The Ballad of the Roast Game, in 2025. Then, it continued with December 25, 2017, The Ballad of the Post-Roast Game Era, in 2026. And now, it will finally finish the then-to-be trilogy with December 25, 2026, The Ballad of the End of Traditional Christmas Dinner. It will go over everything important, in great detail. It will inevitably explain why all the above will have happened as to the culture shock that killed traditional Christmas dinner, the high-profile case that sparked it all, the eventual discovery as to what really happened during the roast game era and why it happened, and a few other things like the fridge audit he entertained back in October of 2022, and the 20-year statistical skip when it comes to American Christmas dinner stats that he also predicted, but in late September of 2022. So many great things for us to discuss for now and the future. And even how Bryan was able to actively predict the singular event that sparked the great culture shock of 2026. Trump's intention as of then will have become, making Christmas and Christmas dinner great again. But at what cost for his efforts to do that and Republican efforts to deal with potential drawbacks? But until then, Bryan Mullins the Fox provides you with December 25, 2026, The Ballad of the End of Traditional Christmas Dinner. Coming to premiere January 25, 2027.
In 2024, it all began with the epic multi-series that spanned 3 eras and 3 months called Christmas Dinner, the complete multi-series. Setting into stone, over 500 factoids that nobody else cared to cover or bring to light. Fast forward to nowadays. Bryan Mullins the Fox proudly presents hours upon hours of the extensive and absolute history of Christmas dinner in both countries. For Canada, he'll go over the pre-roast game era for the first time when it comes to turkey and Christmas dinner consumption stats. He'll compile all the stats for both America and Canada when it comes to the roast game era. Give a compelling timeline table of events from 1900, all the way up to 2026, the ever-changing industrial world and its impacts on how Christmas dinner has evolved, devolved, and became nothing again. And he'll certainly document all the stats from 2017 to 2026. He won't shy away from some inconvenient truths and trivia. He'll never have to run away from answering for puzzling details that clues can provide as he goes along with reality. Every single last waste statistic, consumption statistic only for both pre- and post-roast game eras, and most certainly, every other detail he can muster to document. What culture shock led to what, when, where, and ultimately why it died. The complete and definitive history of American-Canadian traditional Christmas dinner 1900 to 2026. The complete story, from beginning to end. Coming to premiere, February 27, 2027.
After 5 entire seasons before and leading up to the moment of truth, the very raison d'etre of the entire theory and series, Bryan Mullins the Fox will provide you the post-roast game theory, Season 6. The very last season of this legendary series will end with 5 years' worth of worthwhile commentary, noteworthy past references, and brilliant observations. He'll go over what he got right and what he got wrong. He'll recap all the other 5 seasons and put them into perspective accordingly. Here's what the episode listing will be. Episode 0, Introduction. Episode 1, Recapping and checking back on Season 1 2022. Episode 2, Recapping and checking back on Season 2 2023. Episode 3, Recapping and checking back on Season 3 2024. Episode 4, Recapping and checking back on Season 4 and 5 2025 and 2026. Episode 5, Putting the Post-Roast Game Theory to the Test and Series Finale. This is by far the greatest series Bryan had the pleasure of providing you entertainment with. The Post-Roast Game Theory with Detective Bryan Mullins the Fox, Season 6. Coming to premiere between March 20th, all the way up to May 1st for the series itself in separate episodes. And coming to premiere on May 14, 2027 to commemorate the series' 5th birthday.
Now, Bryan Mullins The Fox presents to you a brand new documentary that is largely inspired by the Numbers by the Year documentary from 2026 and adds as a follow-up to it. The history of the Numbers by the Decade format. He'll go over all the Numbers by the Decade series throughout the years of 2024 and 2025, leading up to the format's end in December. He went from analyzing the roast game death toll, to opioid deaths and pain patient suicides, then he went over Australian Christmas dinner from 2001 to 2023. He goes over the international child sex trafficking industrial complex in 2025, which largely led up to the format's popularity coming to a full crescendo. All the intricate details as to the chain of events, leading up to the format's demise in popularity and continuity. From the very furry that brought you the aforementioned Numbers by the Year documentary from 2026, brings you the history of the Numbers by the Decade format, 2024 to 2025. Coming to premiere, Independence Day 2027. Stay tuned for the 5th and final edition of the Roast Game Awareness Month. Every single last one of the 5 weekends will have 2 episodes each. He'll not just cover the drama and topical lore, but also cover the great achievements he's earned respect to some level for achieving. Anything he got wrong he'll admit to, anything insignificant then that will be covered by him, will be done succinctly. And here's how they will go down and which year each one's covers. Weekend number 1. Number 1. 2017, from October 20th to December 31st. Number 2. 2018. Weekend number 2. Number 3. 2019. Number 4. 2020. Weekend number 3. Number 5. 2021. Number 6. 2022. Weekend number 4. Number 7. 2023. Number 8. 2024. Weekend number 5. Number 9. 2025 and 2026. Number 10. 2027, as of late, and edition/series finale. Be sure that when this starts getting out and each one is set to premiere for a certain date in 2027, click the notification bell at any time. Celebrating 10 complete years of topical lore, factor sagas, and what ended up happening that vindicated him, every step of the way. The Roast Game Awareness Month, edition number 5, the final one of the series. Coming to premiere between October 2nd and October 30th 2027, only from Bryan Mullins The Fox Home Entertainment. Finally for 2027, it has all come down to this. Bryan Mullins The Fox proudly presents the very last post-roast game topical arc timeline documentary ever. The post-traditional Christmas dinner era, How We Got Here. The very last short-form documentary, documenting the very final byproduct of not only the 10+ years of work, at the time this premieres in 2027, but also the last one for the history books of this then-to-be-dead tradition that spans across 2 countries, the United States of America and Canada. This one will premiere, as families in both countries can get to enjoy and indulge in the festivities, so that they'll be constantly reminded of what led to where we are then. Of all the other ones that came before it. Goodbye, traditional Christmas dinner from 2025. The great culture shock-induced Christmas Day fast of 2026, How We Got Here from late 2026. And now, for the Christmas of 2027. The post-traditional Christmas dinner era, How We Got Here. The very last mainline event to end the post-roast game topical arc timeline. Only from Bryan Mullins The Fox Home Entertainment. Bryan Mullins The Fox proudly presents the last part of the long-running series, compiling all the main events for each year. The post-roast game, the entire timeline, part 6 of 6. Number 1. December 25, 2026, The Ballad of the End of Traditional Christmas Dinner. January 25, 2027, Number 2. The Complete and Definitive History of American and Canadian Traditional Christmas Dinner, 1900 to 2026. February 27, 2027, Number 3. The Post-Roast Game Theory, Season 6, Final Season of the Series. March 20th to May 14th, 2027, containing only 6 episodes. Number 4. The History of the Numbers by the Decade Format. July 4, 2027. Number 5. The Roast Game Awareness Month, Edition Number 5, Final one of the series. October 2nd to 30th, 2027. And finally, Number 6. The Post-Traditional Christmas Dinner Era, How We Got Here. December 25th, 2027. The Post-Roast Game, The Entire Timeline, Part 6 of 6, Series Finale. Premiering New Year's Eve 2027. And stay tuned in 2028, where Bryan finishes his autobiography documentary series, with Dropping Flies 3, The Truth About Everything. Only from Bryan Mullins, The Fox Home Entertainment. Bryan Mullins, The Fox proudly presents the final mainline promo ever. Dropping Flies 3, The Truth About Everything. This documentary is intended to be the longest of the three. Dropping Flies, the original 2023 documentary, won over the original origin story from 2017 to 2022. Dropping Flies 2, Degenerate Boogaloo continued the franchise series, with updates as to the roast game topical lore, internet drama, and his history of bashing predator hunters. And now, he's going over everything, even all the greatest hits. From October 16, 2017, all the way up to December 25, 2027. Well over 10 years of a monumental legacy, that's then to be set in stone. To not only solidify his legacy, but also ratify every true thing he's ever said, for the rest of time. All the dramas, all the outrage, and all the topical sagas, yes, including the roast game as well, of course. Dropping Flies 3, The Truth About Everything. Coming to premiere, February 27, 2028 on the 10th anniversary of Bryan Mullins The Fox, as a brand name, and the main channel.